They call me Preacher. It's a 1966 Volkswagen Bug. Car prospecting for LA air-cooled. Visited living in Long Beach, California. I want to give thanks to Kurt from LA Air Cooled for the Moon Eyes antenna ball, and I want to give thanks to Rudy from Cheap Thrills for the final piece underneath the hubcap removal. Without those two pieces, the car would not be finished, and without God, I would not have it to begin with. I've had the car. Wendy and I have had the car for 25 years. It was her first car. She bought it for $350. It was bone ass naked. Had nothing. And by the way, this was the first car I learned how to drive stick on. She taught me how to drive stick on this car when it was two-tone red and white. Her dad built this car for her from a shell, which, by the way, right when it was done, she got down the 15 freeway about 3 miles and then it broke down. So yeah, her dad had to tow it home for her. Typical Bug, right? I had said to her, honey, we don't have the money to invest to make it where it needs to be. The electrical was never right. And then it was just deteriorating as time progressed. She took the title, signed it over to her brother. He signed it over to a shop that he deals with out where he lives. They restored it. They put X amount of dollars into it to put a 17 engine, get it pretty much bone stock again, running, good electrical, all these good things, just an upgraded motor. Sold it forever for whatever they got for it to a guy. The guy bought it, put another X amount for disc brakes, and then he called the shop and said, would you be willing to buy it back? Well, that was it, because my brother's well connected with that shop. He calls me and like that, he says, yo, my sister's car is being sold back to the shop and they're willing to sell it to my sister for what they put into it, being that she's the original owner. Okay, so I wanted to get this back for her. Sorry, it hits me hard because it's a long story, but I wanted to get this back for her without letting her know. So I sold my truck in 24 hours. Like, I got someone to come out and I sold my truck. But I couldn't do it. I didn't quite have enough money, so I had to tell her. I said, honey, I need your help. We have an opportunity here that no one gets. Longer story shorter, we drive to Panorama City and we get it back for $6,700. And then I put another X amount into it to, as my wife calls it, dude it out. I had the engine could put on it. I started off, I was like, okay. My wife wasn't taking it out. She had taken it out once or twice, and she was actually followed by some people who didn't look very savory, and that turned her off. Not only that, she works in a place where if you park this out there, they'll take it like that. So then, because I started to get into the scene, I had the dual carbs put in, all new tires, front end put on there, all new rims, exteriors like the rear view mirror, a new antenna because I wanted the chrome, new steering wheel, and new disc brakes. I got in touch with Edward from the VW clan. On Instagram, he's known as Dos Mas Por Favor. And what a cool cat he is. And we set up where I could meet him, and then we would roll to Pomona, and then it just started to roll from there, man. It's been a ride, dude. And like, it's been a couple years now I've been on the scene, and yeah. I don't remember if I gave you my name, but I'm Preacher, by the way. Well, I'm a youth pastor. At the LA Air Cooled show, I had noticed that Wedo had filled out a slip and put Wedo up there on his dash. So I was like, I call myself Preacher. I put mine in there, and obviously I don't win nothing because back then it was stock and all that. I'm hoping to change that this year, but that's how I got my name. I am the owner and operator of Captain Jack's Barbershop here in Long Beach. And at the flip side of that, I am a youth pastor, so I spend a lot of time in church as well as my shop. This is a dove gray, and there is a doppelganger almost just like her, except she's convertible, and hers, owned by Sheila, also a 66, is a dolphin gray. So hers is a couple, maybe a shade or two darker than this. The original color was two-tone red and white. Like a bright red, dude. I mean like fire engine red. Like no joke red. Like Mario Andretti red. Like holy cow red. That's like red. Like red curb red. I'm blessed to have had it. To have gotten it back from my wife, to have done the things I've been able to do to it to make it how it looks from getting it back, and we're done, man. There's nothing else I need to do. If anything, it would be nice to have a safari window, because she would sit nice with a safari. That'd be about it. But it's like I'm probably one of those rarities where when I say I'm done, I actually mean it.